Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? I came on here earlier live, but my message didn't record correctly, so I'm gonna do it again. Um Today's message is called "How Can Your Sins Cause a Trickle Effect?" Now, if you look at it, if you stack up dominoes and you line them up and then you make one fall toward the other one, all the dominoes are gonna fall. It's not gonna just be one, two, three. It's gonna be all the dominoes. It causes a trickle effect. Now, the same thing with your sins. I don't know if I posted the video on here, but it's called You Reap What You Sow. Meaning, like, if you do something, it could be bad or it could be good, but eventually you're gonna reap the same thing that you dished out, pretty much. But the same thing, many people don't know that they're gonna reap what they sow, but it don't have to be through from them that's reaping it. It could be a loved one, and that's what I'm going to get into today. um Today's message is going to come from the book of Daniel, the 6th chapter and the 21st verse. Now, before I start reading that verse, I'm just going to give you a backstory of what leads up to this. Now, in the beginning, there was King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, Nebuchadnezzar, at first, he did what was evil in God's eyesight. And pretty much, after Daniel, he was the only one that could interpret his dream. No soothsayer, no Chaldean, no magician, none of them could, tell his interpret his dream. You feel me? And that's another thing that God opposes. I put a video as well about that. I think it's called "What is Your Zodiac Sign?" Is that godly? And God opposes all of that witchcraft, sorcery, summon up the dead. Oh, my sign, I'm Aries, I'm Virgo. God opposes all of that. You feel me? He opposes all of that. So none of them could interpret his dream. So Daniel was the only one that could do it. So after Daniel interpreted it, it came to pass, and God pretty much put King Nebuchadnezzar on his tail. And after that, he served God, like he repented, and he turned away from his sins. So after that, it was his son, if I'm saying his name correctly, it was King Belshazzar or something like that. But his son, he was the king now, and he did what was evil in God's sight. King Nebuchadnezzar put away all the gold stuff, the false gods, but his son, King Belshazzar, he took it all out. He took out the silver cups, he took out the gold cups, he drank from it, and then he praised the gods with gold and silver. So he seen a mysterious hand writing on the wall. Like, imagine if you don't see nobody's face, all you see is a hand writing on the wall, and you're like, okay. So, like, that troubled him. He didn't know what it said. It was like written in an unknown language. So he called, all the Chaldeans, all the soothsayers, the magicians, and none of them could interpret his dreams. So somebody told him about King Daniel, that he interprets dreams. So pretty much King Belshazzar, he told Daniel, like, if you can interpret my dream, I'll give you a reward. I'll do this and that for you. So Daniel said, keep your reward, but I'll still interpret the dream for you. So, and lo and behold, he interpreted the dream, and the king was very happy. He still gave him a reward. So the exact same night, for him being disobedient to God, like, his kingdom was taken away from him, and he was slain, meaning he was killed, the king. So when he was slain, the kingdom went to Darius. So King Darius, he was now the ruler. So I'm going to get into that now. So when King Darius was the ruler, like, by Daniel just being so high and mighty, and him being the only one that can interpret dreams, and God was really, in his midst, like, dealing with him, you feel me? Like, that set him on high. So up under King Darius, it was Daniel. So imagine if you got the president, and then you got the vice president. So pretty much Daniel was the vice president. So there was governors and different people that was jealous, that was salty, that was hating on Daniel. You feel me? So that was like, okay, I got to think of a plan. We got to think of a plan to try to get him out of here. You feel me? Cause they ain't like that. You feel me? I guess they feel like, oh, well, we should be up there. We feel me? But anyways, they tried to had a plan. You feel me? To try to get him out of there. So they said we ain't really got nothing on him because Daniel was a righteous man. You feel me? He did what was right, according to God. So they said we don't got nothing on him. So the only thing we do have on him, for him serving his God. So what we're gonna do is make a request and tell the king, like, within these 30 days there could be no man that serve his God or any other man, and we're gonna get the king to sign off on it. So pretty much once it's stamped and sealed, you can't change that. So the king, he signed it. King Darius, he signed it. So this is what I like about Daniel. He knew what the petition was, but he didn't care. You would think that when they make a demand like that, like, I'm gonna still pray to God, but I'm gonna say to my mind, I'm gonna close the door, go hide so people can see me. Daniel didn't do that. He was bold. The Bible said he had the windows open. He was facing, kneeling on his knees and praying to God 3 times a day. He had his windows open. Pretty much, he was saying, y'all could come see me. I don't care. Shoot. I was praising God, worshiping him before this decree, and I'm still going to do it after the decree. Ain't nothing going to change. So I guess once the rats, or what we call rats, is people that's always telling, like, when young, your mom might say, man, stop telling so much. You feel me? That's what we call rats, or in other words, a snitch that's always telling. You feel me? So here these rats was. And when they seen Daniel praying, they go tell King Darius. So King Darius, he was a little, trouble, but he had it under his decree. So he threw Daniel in the den of the lions. So he was like, your God gonna deliver you. You feel me? So that whole night, King Darius couldn't sleep. Like, he was sleepless. Like, he was like, and that's another thing about King Darius. The Bible don't really say, but if you read context and stuff, you can kind of piece the stuff together. Like, he knew that by God dwelling with Daniel, like, it could be you feel me? It could be something to, maybe he will deliver him from the lions, or I don't know. Like, I just want to find out, like, because if you really believe it, 9 times out of 10, if a person is faced with a lion, they're gonna be eating it. It takes a miracle. You feel me? For God to be really dwelling, for you not to even be touched by this lion. So King Darius knew, like, by Daniel being a powerful man, they can interpret dreams, like God is dwelling with him. It's might be a little chance that he might, escape from this. So King Darius can sleep. So early the next morning, he went to the lion's den. Oh yeah, and let me just back up too. When he threw him in the lion's den, he made sure he put something over the hole. Like, he made sure he locked it. You know how if somebody suck in a I'm gonna just say a well, and they gotta, like, find their way out, and then once they get their way out, they can, like, come out the hole, and they good. But like, he put a rock, and he put the key, so it was nowhere that Daniel could escape. You feel me? So the next morning he went there and he called for Daniel to see, if he was still alive, or if the lions, ate him up. So after he called for Daniel, responded back and said, my God, he protected me. He kept the mouths of the lions shut. And the Bible said King Darius was exceedingly glad. Now, if you look at it, some people, if they see that God delivered you, they might be all something like, oh, God delivered him? Oh, he saved him from the lions? Oh, you feel me? But the Bible said King Darius was exceedingly happy. You feel me? He was glad. So I'm going to get into what I'm talking about soon. Daniel's the 6th chapter and the 21st verse. It says, and the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. And the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Now, do you hear that? Okay, by the men being a rat, you feel me, telling on Daniel, the king, you feel me, threw them in the den of lions. And it wasn't just the men. If you read, if you feel me, if you was hearing me, they didn't just throw them in the den, they threw their wives and their children. What I'm trying to tell y'all, trickle effect. Your sins can cause a trickle effect. You can reap what you sow, but sometimes when you reap it, it don't have to be through you. It could be a loved one. Like I was saying earlier, okay, I'm going to use this for instance. It could be, a woman who messed with multiple men. You feel me? Unprotectedly. A lot of men, you feel me? And we would think 9 times out of 10, like, she's going to get an STD or end up with AIDS. But miraculously, God, saved her and she didn't get no STD. She didn't get no AIDS, you feel me? But it could be, say when she got a daughter, her daughter got older in age, and her daughter only messed with one man, but of course she's not married, and it's not the guy that God designed for her. But she thinks she's in love, you feel me? So she have sex, it could be one time, and she end up with an STD. Or she actually ends up with AIDS. Don't you know it could be from her mother sin when she was having sex with multiple men, even though the mother didn't reap exactly what she did. It could be her daughter, her loved one. The same thing with these men. It wasn't just the men who were thrown in the den of the lions. It was their wives and their children. So y'all have to think about that. If y'all sinning, if y'all doing what's evil, it don't have to be y'all. Like, you feel me? I know some people like, I'm gonna take that for the team. I'm gonna take it. You feel me? Sometimes it don't be you. It could be your kids. It could be a loved one. It could be somebody that's close to you. You feel me? So you always gotta remember that. Even like this past year or 2 years, like when I was, doing sinful stuff, like I always knew, like, God, please, help me to stop, because I don't want this sin to fall. Like, I was even really considering me. It was mainly my kids. I'm like, I don't want this sin to fall on my kids because of what I'm doing. You feel me? So I knew that, you feel me, for myself and according to this word. So when y'all hear this message, make sure y'all listen. If y'all doing something sinful, something that God opposes, it could be you. Don't get me wrong, it could be you. But it could also be a loved one. The trickle effect. Don't let your sin cause the trickle effect. You feel me? So make sure you like, share my message with a lot of people, with everybody, whoever you can. You feel me? Like, comment if you want to. You feel me? I'll be sure to respond. That's pretty much my message. Y'all have a blessed day.